way. Um, anyways, so let us take a look at our lineup. So there we go. Our predicted lineup. This lineup here is from the last time we did this. So don't get yourselves. What do you guys say all the time? Don't spit your dummy out or something.
Yeah, don't
There you go.
throw
The dummy, yeah,
your
dummy
toys
is
out of the
something.
pram.
Um. Okay, so do you have any questions about this lineup? I mean, Pope, no questions. Well, Trippier's
Trips out.
doubtful.
Trips out,
He's out.
definitely.
What's wrong with it? Oh, hamstring. Yeah, he's out. Yeah,
Hamstring, yeah.
he's out. Yeah, so he's definitely out. So we're gonna put him in the hospital. Do we need to
Tino's
take
in.
anybody out from the hospital? Haven't done this in a long time. Lewis Miley still in there.
Well,
Botman. Joe White. Joe White is not even here, man. He's at MK Dons. So
yeah.
we're gonna put him at the beach. Is there a beach nearby? That's in London, isn't it? MK Dons.
Well,
The
Yeah, well,
outskirts, I think, isn't it?
ish.
Yeah. So,
outskirts.
so there's no beach. There's no beach down
It's
there.
Milton Keynes.
Milton
Oh
There's
man.
nothing.
Keynes.
There's nothing. There's no beach
Uh,
around Milton Keynes.
There's
yeah.
nothing. There's nothing around Milton Keynes apart from Milton Keynes.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Apart from lots of islands.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So-
All right. So we got let's say we only got 4 people injured though. That's weird.
no,
Well,
but more than that, I think.
we have, yeah. So
Well,
Lewis
where's Wilson
Miley's
at? What?
back, isn't he? Really. Botman trips Lascelles to
Oh, we got
target.
this thing right here. Well, I don't even know where Wilson is. I don't even have him his picture on here, which is crazy. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. No, it's here. He's here. Why did we put Wilson in? Who did this? This is a weird lineup.
Well, when was it from?
No, this is definitely from the last time we did it.
Denali on the right wing.
Oh, maybe me and the Mighty Win had a conversation. I think we had a conversation about whether
Oh.
we would play with two strikers if they're available. But anyways, so I think everybody's gonna agree Livramento, right?
Yeah.
Livramento on the right. So we'll go Livramento. Let us know in the chat if you agree, and if you guys can, Mighty Win or Gary, start some comments if you don't mind if you see them. So we can have something to go by at the end. So Livramento, Fabian Sharon, Dan Byrne, no questions there.
No,
Anybody?
I think
Okay.
that's
Lewis Hall on the left. Anybody? Any doubts? Speak your mind now, or be forever quiet.
No.
No, I'd go for him.
Okay. Nobody wants Lloyd Kelly. You
I think
guys
he'll get done for pace when he against
exactly.
Minter.
I don't know. Kelly's supposed to be rapid.
Oh, here we go with the Kelly man. See,
Yeah, I mean,
I should never
he's
even
quick as a
feed that.
centre back, but like I said, the problem is because he stands up. I mean, he as that.
No, I'm not suggesting he should play instead of Hall. I'm just saying that pace wouldn't be one of the reasons I wouldn't pick him.
Yeah.
But he does get skinned on the left-hand side. That's what I'm saying because he stands up a lot of the time. He makes the attacker make the option, and then he goes on from there. And like I say, against Minter, I wouldn't want that because of his pace and his trickery. I'd want somebody who can match him and just spoil his game. Because if you can match his pace, he'll spoil his game.
And Minter might have to think about Hall going the other way. Whereas with Kelly,
Kelly's faster than Hall.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Oh, who's Sophie B? Sophie B says Lloyd Kelly faster. Oh, nah, I don't know about that one. Who's faster with the ball? Lewis Hall, and that's what matters really. If you're attacking, when you're attacking.
Well, yeah, but
and I think without the ball,
if you're defending, it's how quick can you get back?
Yeah, but with the ball is tougher than without. So I think, I think. Well, we got a super chat there though from Random Access. Thank you so much, mate. It says hippo character. Oh, he just sent. See, I'm already getting it because the software reads out the emoji code, and but he just sent the super sticker with a hippo running, as we were talking about speeds. Thank you so much, Random Access. Appreciate it, mate. Yeah, I think Lewis Hall is the best. I think he's proven it every time now. So, I mean, I just threw that out there just to be a devil's advocate because I knew the Mighty Winner was going to bite the hook, and boy did he bite it. But anyways, so okay, Lewis Hall there. Midfield, we're gonna have to fix this, but it should be the regular midfield as usual, right? Joe Linton, Guimaraes, Tonali, right? Any questions?
yeah.
Any concerns?
No, that's a fixture now. That's set in stone, or it should
That's
be
set
anyway.
in stone. There you go. Up front is there's a bit of a conundrum, if you will. on what we're going to do because is Isak available? Yes or no?
Yes.
He
By
was
all
seen.
accounts, yes.
He was seen filling up his car with gas or petrol, as you would say it. So, um, should be good if he can fill up his gas. No, I'm playing. Don't know what was the issue again? The toe, right? Oh no, the
Yeah,
toe,
broken toe.
broken toe. So should be able to play. So, but it's still the conundrum is out there. What do you? I want each one of yours opinion on this. What would you do for left wing and right wing? You got some options. You got quality options like Harvey Barnes, and then you got some Goodwill options, McDonald's options with Murphy and Almiron. So, what would you? Let me go with Gary. What would you do, man?
Well, like I said, I'd like to see Harvey Barnes on the right hand side. I'd like to have him have a go on the right hand side. I think Harvey Barnes could literally be our Jack Grealish if he because he hasn't got the pace, but he has got the ability to strike a ball. And if you put him in more or less of a free role and told Tonali and Livramento just to hang in that quadrant, I think he could cause lots of problems. Obviously, he won't do that. I think he'll start with Gordon on the left, Isak up front, and I have a feeling that Almiron will get a game because of the high line of Brighton, and I think they'll want to try and get in and behind them. So I think it'll be three quick players, and I think Almiron. And to be fair, I think Miggy's had a decent fortnight away on international duty. So he had a decent game against Wimbledon. He had a decent um, time when he came on against Everton. He didn't look bad. So, like I say, I have a feeling he'll go with Miggy.
All right. Um, what do you think, Mighty Win?
Well, I too would like to see Barnes on the right, Gordon on the left, and Isak in the middle. But I can't see Eddie doing it. Because I think as Gary's just said, I think he might even start with Murphy again. You know what he's like. But it's nice to have Barnes to come off the bench. But I would start him. Me, no doubt about it.
So you put Barnes on the right and Gordon
Ba-
on the left.
Barnes on the right. The one thing I wouldn't do is shift Gordon from the left because that's where we get the best out of Gordon. He's our best player. Get the best out of him there. So if it ain't bust, don't fix it.
Interesting. Tim, what would you do?
Well, I would do that. For me, it wasn't bust since the start of the season when Barnes was playing there, and I completely get that. Obviously, Gordon was brilliant all season or more season last season on the left, um, but this season, for various reasons, understandable reasons, coming back late, he hasn't been quite at it. And yes, we want to get him back to that level. But for me, I mean, don't get us wrong. Barnes on the right would be, I'd compromise to that as long as he's on the pitch. Because for me, we need Gordon and Barnes together. Because their quality with Isak, to me, is just far too much to have one of them on the bench. But I think I just don't like this kind of treatment with Barnes, where what on earth does he have to do to get a run in the side? I mean, I kind of knew this would happen, but yeah, he's played against Everton, and he didn't do too much, just like a lot of players. And it seems like the moment he doesn't pull a rabbit out of the hat, that's it. Okay, he's out.
Yeah,
And it seems like
that's it.
every player gets the benefit of the doubt, understandably, to have a poor game here and there because obviously they're humans. So you've got to accept that. And for me, Barnes, he's been our best player. He's got, to me, his quality is top class. And if we don't play him, I'm pretty sure in a few years' time he will be somewhere else, and he will be ripping up in the league because, like I say, his quality is top class. And I know he hasn't got the pace of Gordon, but he's no slouch either. It's not as if we're putting some, 35-year-old, and he's quick enough. And as long as Gordon's in the team with Isak, that pace is there. And yes, I understand it's a conundrum with Gordon because then you put him on the right, and it's like, okay, how's he going to play? Again, to me, there's no excuse for Gordon not to play well on the right. He's got all the tools, and even for me, I think his game might be even better suited to the right. I know I'm saying that off the back of last season. I know it might sound strange, but when you've got somebody like Barnes, his quality and his decisive finishing is more suited when you're coming in from the left and you get those openings. Whereas with Gordon, he's more of a raw player. You know, some things will come off, some won't. It's about burst of pace. It's about getting his foot in, surprising people when, you know, closing down and nicking the ball off them. That is just as suited, if not more suited, on the right, where you can go inside and outside. So, to me, you've got three quality players there, and I think that balance needs to be built up and given a long run. Give it 10 games, you know, at least to get that communication going. If Gordon doesn't, I know Gordon might not like that, and that's another topic. To me, I'm sorry, but
that's what I'm waiting to bring up.
Yeah,
but
and
it's not about liking.
Yeah,
It's not,
if I'm the manager, I'm sorry, but if you don't like it, you say, Chris, I'm the manager, and he knows damn well he can.
we lost him there for a minute.
And if he's going to throw his tires out the pram, then what does that say about him?
Exactly. No, listen.
Right. Well,
I agree 100%. No, hold on. By the way, he's spot on 100%. Tim, that's what we got him on here. He's my recruit, by the way. Mighty Wayne didn't come up with him, but because 100%. Everybody else gets second chances. We talked about it the other day. Everybody gets second chances. Harvey Barnes, the talented, it almost feels like the talented guy doesn't get opportunities no more because this game you have to run. You have to be an athlete. Usain Bolt decided he wanted to play football. He was rubbish. What about the guy that thinks the game? Don't get an opportunity. It's unbelievable to me. Everybody else gets there's Murphy fans, there's Almiron smiling fans. Everybody's got fans other than Harvey Barnes. The one player that based on facts, because he's won the game multiple times and could have won more games for Newcastle United this season, in my opinion, is our best player this season. Not Gordon, which I think is a very talented guy, but he gets benefited tonight over Harvey Barnes. I don't think it's fair.
Yeah,
but Mighty Wayne, there you
go. Sorry, Tim. Just one thing is Eddie Howe preaches about playing players on merit, and that's what kind of gets me back up. And I love Eddie Howe, do you know, and I'm not calling for his head at all. But when he preaches about, playing players on merit and not having loyalty, this particular situation is the one that stands out to me where I really question the motivation, not motivations, but the thinking. To me, it is a bit of loyalty where, as far as Howe's concerned, it seems like Gordon's on the left and that's that. And he might cover for up front the odd time. He might go on the right the odd time here and there during the game. But you've got to kind of practice what you preach, and it just doesn't set a good tone to the rest of the side. And I can imagine Barnes being really pissed off and thinking, well, what's the point? I need to go somewhere else because I need to play games. But that's my 2 opinions.
So here's the elephant in the room. If you play Gordon on the right, you are definitely going to piss him off because he's looking to get into. He wants to be in the England team. Okay. His chances of getting in the England team on the right are remote. He's got to be better than Palmer. He's got to be better than Saka, and a few more.
But you understand what you're saying there.
Better than Bourne. So what I'm saying is he wants to play on the left, and if you don't play him on the left, he's not going to be a happy bunny. Now, if you're saying you'd rather, if that's the case, fair enough. Kaya ties out the pram, we'll get rid of it. That's a decision you've got to make. But out of the two between Barnes and Gordon, I know which one of those two I do not want to get rid of. And that's not Harvey Barnes. So to me, I don't see any reason why Harvey Barnes, if he's a super clever player that you keep telling, I'm sure Tim's reading from your notes.
Well, he is. You just gotta know football to see the guy play
Right,
his
because I
profile.
don't know about football.
Yeah, I'm just saying, not running like a chicken with your head cut off. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Gordon
all
so
I'm
far,
saying is eventually you'll have that decision to make.
but your reasoning is not. It shouldn't be.
My
It shouldn't.
reasoning is I know how good Gordon is on the
Yeah.
left.
So, but that should be your main reasoning, not bringing up. Well, if you put him on the right, he won't. He will be upset because he won't get play for England. First of
Well,
all,
why not? Why
if
not?
the
It's a
England
perfectly valid reason.
yeah, but if the England manager is a numpty, that he can't understand that. I know what Gordon can do on the left, so I'm going to play him on the left because I
Well,
already got somebody on the
how's he
right.
going to know what Gordon can do on the left if he's played on the right all the time?
We already know he can play on the left. He's a
Well,
winger, man. He can play. Technically, he should be a right winger based on his
We actually
abilities.
bought him as a right winger.
Exactly. So it's in his case in particular, it's either way. And Tuchel is a good enough manager, in my opinion, to understand that.
Well,
But with that being in mind, who
Tuchel
cares
isn't
about
gonna,
England? At
Tuchel
this
is
point,
not going to pick a left winger who plays week in week out on the right wing.
man, you're so fixated on this left right, man. It's unbelievable to me. I just can't understand it. Gordon in particular is a player that can play both. But if you think about it, because people say he's not playing good on the right, he's never given time. Like Tim is saying, how can you're never giving him time? Gordon, Harvey Barnes play on the right for like 5 minutes one time, never again. And I'm not saying that he doesn't need to play on the right. I'm not saying that. Maybe he can get an opportunity there. Maybe he can shoot off his left. Maybe he can, but he doesn't. But the conversation is always about, well, Harvey Barnes is an impact sub. You see what I'm saying? Like it's always about taking him off the pitch instead of maybe adjusting your team to your players. And you have to admit what Tim is saying is 100% spot on as far
Because
as
all of
the loyalty.
Barnes' best performances have come when he's come off the bench.
If you look at it,
By and large, when he started games, he's been pretty ineffective.
But because he's been on the bench most of the time, that's the problem. So, like, to me, when he started, you could say he's been ineffectual in some games, but like, say, Everton away, he was no more ineffectual than any other player. Like, so, and it's not as if he's making Ricks left, right, and centre. When people say he has a bad game, okay, he's not scoring a worldie. You know what I mean? But it doesn't, just because he's not doing that doesn't mean that he's having an absolute howler.
exactly.
He needs to get into a rhythm. He needs consistency in the side. And
Also, sorry, go on.
like, just what sort of standard is that setting where you've got players nailed on to play regardless of performance? And to me, if Gordon throws his ties out the pram, to me that reveals something. So yes, I know it sounds harsh, but and by the way, bear in mind we have got to trade better in the transfer window until we get better sponsors. So you're saying about, well, I would sell Barnes over Gordon. It's just my opinion, but if you had to sell one of them and you got more money for Gordon, you could use that money on a right winger, and you would probably get a lot more for Gordon based on reputation. You know, what was the talk? 70 million, 80 million, and you've got Barnes left, and you've got that money for a new right winger and then a backup. Look, I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying hypothetically, you're saying about who to sell. Like, Barnes has been quality. It's not as if he's been okay. He's
Exactly,
look at the goal he scored. He's got the quality.
He's been the most decisive player we've had these 6-7 games we played, or all of them in the Premier League. He's the most decisive. So what does it mean? And we've seen his face already on the bench. See, we take in consideration about Gordon getting pissed off, so we got to put him where he wants. But we don't take in consideration Harry Barnes. When he's been pissed off, look at him and Tonali next to each other. Their face, the camera knows what they're doing, focusing on them when they didn't start. We played bad at St. James's Park. I can't remember the game. And at halftime, immediately the camera focuses on them, and they're just both shaking their head because I'm like, what the hell, man? These people, because they know a player knows what they can do, and if your most effective player, essentially being the most important player that you've had this season, is the first one to come off.
Well,
What message?
That's
What
your
message?
opinion.
Well, no. The opinion is on the goals and the chances created. He's done it. 3 games I mentioned you already where he changed the game, and there was other ones that he could have didn't happen. But you can tell that everybody else runs fast, whatever. That's fine. You want athletes, perfect. But
Yeah.
it's about playing football. Let's continue with the lineup. I don't know if Gary, you want to say something about that? Got any thoughts
No,
in
I
the bin?
mean it's like I said. I mean, we've all said at this present moment in time, Barnes is our highest. He's our top goal scorer. He's got the highest XG rating. He's got. I think it was 10 shots, three goals, where everybody else is behind him. So there's an argument for both, and I do look at it, and I think consistency is the winner here. And I think Eddie Howe needs to make a decision: who starts on the left, who finishes on the left. Now, you're both absolutely right. I mean, I think Gordon hasn't had a great start to the season at all since he's come back. But is that because he's been moved around so much and he hasn't had a consistent number of games playing at left sided, which is what he prefers? Where obviously Barnes has come on board now on that left position because of injuries and so-called changes of the order at the top end, and he's done really well. So as a coach, you have got the headache of who to start and who to bench if you're not going to play them both on the field. Now,
Mhm.
the other case to it is the fact that, you know, do you just say, okay, I am going to give all three of you a go, and I just want fluid movement, and that by what I say by that is you're not fixed, move around, give yourself an option, change positions, because we know Isak can come in and off the left. We know Gordon can play up top, even though I don't think he'll ever be a main striker. He's done a job up there. He creates different opportunities for other people because of his unselfish running. So for me, I would still stick to it, but I would definitely have a look at Barnes on the right hand side because he
Mhm.
can play with both feet. He can hit the ball as good with his left foot as he can with his right. Um, Even though we know he's dominating with his right foot. But for me, I think if you've got fluid football, and we all know that these guys are all adaptable, and that's what Eddie likes. He likes that variation. And if that was my best 11 that I could choose from today, then I would say to them, listen, you're all professional. You all can play in a situation. Let's swap and change, and let's cause them a headache. And that's how I'd go about it.
So up front, do we all agree that? Well, I mean, me, I think we can agree that Harvey Barnes should start.
Yeah.
So at least 3 of us, and I mean, given the opportunity, you want to put Gordon on the left. Well, then that's fine. We'll see how it goes, and maybe Barnes will play better. Who knows? But you have to give him more than 5 minutes because it's if not,
I
it's
just think,
impossible.
yeah, I also just think that you have to think about Anthony Gordon, Chris, because he's had to change positions because of injury and because of underperforming on the right hand side. So that lad has been tasked to do a job in a different
Yeah.
position,
He's
and
he's
he,
he's also
he
yeah. You got to take that in consideration. So I do. If you want to put him on the left, perfect. But he's also played on the left this season, where he
yeah,
didn't
and
perform
not done
well. So
great. Yeah,
either way. So I think it can be like that. I don't know if anybody wants to put in Murphy or Almiron on the right to take Harvey Barnes out. Mighty
I
win.
think
No, not for me. Like I say, I would
Okay.
start Barnes on the right.
Tim, sorry.
just you know, Murphy, while it is a drop down in quality, he can be a good sub.
Yeah,
So, and I
yeah.
understand people say, well, you need to have good subs to bring on. That's why we should have Barnes on the bench, etc. But um, I get that argument around having a strong bench. But Murphy can be good off the bench. It's
Hmm.
not as if he's completely useless. It seems like when he has a run of games, especially away from home, he has one good game, one bad game. Whereas off the bench, he can be, I think, produce more potentially.
All right. So that is our predicted lineup: Pope, Fabian Scher, Byrne, Lewis Hole, Livramento, midfield with Tonale, Bruno, and Joe Linton, and up front, Gordon, Isak, Barnes. However they may fit. That is our predicted lineup.